Okay, so I want to start off just by running through again how you upload this work, because loads of you are working really hard, okay, and some of you are successfully loading it up into the right place, but quite a few of you are just trying to load it straight into assignments. Now, from your point of view, that works because it is there, but what it then means, I've then got to download it and then upload it back into the right place, which takes me quite a few minutes, particularly if it's quite a few pages. So it can take me 5 minutes per pupil. So say I've got six people in the class doing it, that can take me half an hour. Then I've got 5 classes. It means I'm spending 2.5 hours a day just filing stuff in the right place. So I'm going to go through it again slowly and just see if you can take this on board. Now, all the teachers are talking about assignments, okay? And that's where they're setting the work, okay? It isn't really something that you should be needing to go into to access the work that's being set. So if you just have a look at the one on the screen, this is one that I did for my third form. So we're looking at Casper's page here, okay? So obviously, because I'm a teacher, I see all the pupils. You wouldn't have that. You just have this little bit here. Now you've got several tabs here. All the work that I'm going to be setting you, I'm always going to put under homework. So you click on homework, okay? Now, at this point, Casper only had one bit of work that had been set. You've had 2 or 3. So you're going to be clicking on the tab after this lesson that says 17.4 averages from group data, okay? And you'll see the other pages are there as well. All the other lessons we've had are there as well. Now, so you go and click on where it says 10.1, and then this page will come up next to it, and you go and click on that page. You must click on that page. Now, this is the key bit. Just because you're on that page doesn't mean that you can upload anything yet. You've got to go and get one of these rectangles cropping up. So I've got to pop one. I normally pop one underneath the work, but if you just double click on it, you'll just get this rectangle cropping up. And once you've got that rectangle, that allows these 2 tabs to be an option. Until you click on the rectangle, file and picture don't work. And I think that's what lots of you are finding. Okay. Now, if you've gone and taken a picture of your work, so you've got it in JPEG or PNG format, you just click on picture, then follow the prompts to where you filed the pictures. Okay. And then each picture will need its own rectangle. You just upload them one at a time. Now, if you've scanned your work, so you've got it in Word format or PDF format, you've got to go down the file option. So click on file, then you'll get these 2 prompts here, and then please don't click on the insert as attachment, because that just then again means I've got to download it and upload it again. Click on insert file printout, and then it will find where you've filed the work away, click on that, and it will upload it as a picture, and then I can just literally use this draw feature up here to mark it. And then I, as a teacher, will then access it through assignments. And that's really helpful for me because I can just have the whole class all on one page. I can see who's handed it in and who hasn't. I can see who's viewed it and who hasn't. I can then go and mark it when it's there, and I can go and leave you a little comment, which I think then comes through to you on Teams, and I can record all the marks you're getting. And because I've done it through assignments, all those marks feed through into my mark book, which is really efficient. So I think what's happened is because teachers have all started with talking about assignments here, there, and everywhere, you guys are thinking you've got to be going into assignments. You don't. You still go into class notebook, then take the homework option, and then what I just said. Anyway, so please give that a go, all right? If you're still really, really struggling, if only 1 or 2 of you are just emailing it to me, that's not the end of the world. But please do your best to find where you can put it into the right place. I mean, my first form have got really good at it now, so there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to do it if you just really concentrate. And it may mean you have to play this video back over a few times and just sort of pause it as you're trying to upload it and just really follow these steps carefully. Because when it's clicked, it's fine. But until it clicks, it's just all quite tricky. So, today's lesson. Now, we're just going to be taking things a little bit one step further from what you've done already. Okay, so let's have a look at this question here. Charles found out the length of the reign of each of 41 kings. He used the information to complete the frequency table. So this frequency table, part of it is similar to what we've seen before. This number of kings column is just like the number of goals being scored. So 14 kings, that, you know, that could be 14 goals, 13 kings and so on. So the total number of kings, that is still the frequency column. You would still add up to get the total number of kings. Now the difference is this first column. What we've been used to so far, that work you did for me the last lesson, it was always a single number. So they scored no goals, or they scored 1 goal or 2 goals. What we've got here is what's called grouped data, grouped information. We don't, and what this means is here is this king, these 14 kings, the length of their reign in years was between 0 and 10 years. So these 14 kings reigned for between 0 and 10 years. They might have only reigned 1 day before they were murdered or something, all right? Or they might have reigned for 9 years. We don't know. But these 14 kings reigned for between 0 and 10 years. Let's take these 13 kings. These 13 kings were king for between 10 and 20 years, and so on. So right at the bottom here, we've got 2 kings and queens who've reigned between 40 and 50 years. So that's going to be sort of Queen Elizabeth II, our queen at the moment, and Queen Victoria. Okay, so this is the difference, this column here. So let's think about it. We've got 14 kings who reigned for between 0 and 10 years. Now, how long did they actually reign for? We just don't know. Okay, so the best we can do is take an estimate. And that's why it's called an estimate of the mean. Can you switch the mic off, please, whoever's got it on? So, so we're going to have to take an estimate. Now, the best we can do as an estimate is to go straight down the middle. So what's halfway between 0 and 10? It's 5 years. What's halfway between 10 and 20? It's 15 years. So this is the extra step. We just go and put in an extra column where we estimate how long the kings reign for. So we're going to pretend, we're just going to assume that these 14 kings reigned for exactly 5 years each. And we're going to assume these 13 kings reigned for exactly 15 years each. And that, of course, isn't what happened, but that's why it's called an estimate. It's the best we can do. Now, once we've gone and put in these midpoints here, the rest of the work is exactly the same as we've done before when we're estimating the mean. We say, right, 14 kings reigned for 5 years, 14 times 5, that's 70 years. 13 kings reigned for exactly 15 years, 13 times 15 is 195 years. So we do this usual cross multiplying, 8 times 25, 4 times 35, 2 times 45, and that gives us these numbers over here. So we then add up all of these years here to get 695 years, okay? 695 years. And again, just like before, we work out an estimate for the mean by taking the total number of years, dividing by the total number of kings. Sometimes the question will tell you the number of kings, like it does here, 41 kings. Sometimes you're going to have to go and add up the number of kings, okay? So 695 years divided by 41 kings means on average the estimate of their mean is 16.95 years. Okay, 16.95 years. Now, one very big point here, okay, do not go and round this. Do not go and round this, okay? I know it is an estimate, but that doesn't mean that at the end you go and round it. You don't. The reason it's called an estimate is because our whole answer is an estimate, because what we did right at the beginning, when we just had to go and assume the king's reign for between 0 and 10 years. So that's why it's an estimate. So the question might go and say, estimate the mean. You do this process, but do not, right at the end of it, think, oh, it said an estimate, so we'll say, let's call that 17 years. You don't, all right? You keep it nice and accurate. So, to summarize, okay, the only extra step to the work you did yesterday is because you've got group data, is you've got to do this extra step at the beginning. So, this is the worksheet that I want you to complete, please. you will see that the first one is the one that I've just done. So I would like you to start off just by copying out the answers for the Charles and his Kings. And then you've got 3 other ones to do here. For each of them, I just want you to estimate the mean, please. Okay. I don't mind whether you want to download the sheet and then write on top of it and then upload it. Milo made a good point. He was asking me about one of the ones, whether it's possible to actually have it in sort of a Word format where it is editable. I will look into that, but I'm not very good at all this stuff, as you know. So all I can suggest at the moment is you either upload these, download it, so you've got a copy of it, print it off, and then you write on it, and then you upload it again. Or if it's easier for you, just write it all out by hand. Just sort of write the tables out by hand. Okay. So just to remind you where you get this sheet from, this sheet is available to download on Show My Homework. The second this lesson is over, I will also go and just make sure I've put it into Teams. I think it's called Notes, isn't it? I think the bit at the beginning where we can all write little notes to each other and stuff. So I'll go and just like where you could see where the meeting was going to be and where you clicked to join the meeting. On that page, second this meeting is over, I will go and give you a link so you can actually go and download the sheet that we're looking at. Okay. So well done, guys. You're all working really hard. I know we've had a lot of lessons, one after the other at the moment. So you've done ever so well to keep up. And I know it's very frustrating getting used to Teams, and I think you're all doing a really good effort to do so. So I don't see you tomorrow. So when the weekend comes around, have a super weekend. I'm just going to stop the recording when I can.